fall 2012 semester for iPro 314 kicked off with a good base from the previous spring and summer sessions. The garden boundaries and growing beds had already been constructed in those previous sessions. With Professors Roger Cooley and Erica Allen's guidance, we set to work. The biggest problems our group faced was overall maintenance needs and the difficulties involved in preparing for the impending winter. The physical work began immediately, with the group coming together to spread wood chips to stabilize the ground and drafting plans for improvements. The largest installation completed this semester was a full-scale hoop house, done over the course of several weeks.
We're coming down to the ground. There's no better place to go. We got snow upon the mountain.
With smaller projects running as well. These were harvesting the existing crops, rotating in new crops, designing an automatic irrigation system, designing a secured shed area, installing mini hoop houses over the small growing beds, and repairing broken fence units. Meanwhile, our business team drafted a plan for the sale and distribution of the harvested goods. A separate design team worked with them on creating the farm stand from which to sell the goods to students and city residents. Additionally, the business team began opening relationships with the Institute of Food Safety and Health, with the eventual goal of working with them to test the soil under the garden for contaminants. While working on our own garden, our students reached out to other community gardens as well. Each student was asked to volunteer for 1 hour a week with the goal of forging connections with our Chicago community. These initial efforts were a success, but there is room for improvement, and we hope to include the non-IIT community more in future sessions. So where do we go from here? As the semester winded down, we wrapped up all of our building efforts and finalized all of our design plans for next semester. To provide students with supplemental background information on gardening-related issues, our iPro hosted a private debate over the ethical issues surrounding genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Overall, this semester was a successful and productive one. We were able to greatly improve the physical space of the garden while putting in plans in motion to continue doing so next spring. Additionally, students engaged the city residents with community gardening and began forging important relations in the urban agriculture movement. And finally, students learned a great deal about planting, gardening, and the social issues related to both. iPro 314 U Farm It is sponsored by the college's iPro Interprofessional Projects Department. We have also received significant support from the urban agriculture group Growing Power and the IIT chapter of Engineers for a Sustainable World. It is through their support that this project is possible.
Down to the ground. There's no better place to go. We got snow upon the mountains. We got rivers down below. We're coming down to the ground. We hear the birds sing in the trees, and the land will be looked after. We send the seeds out in the breeze.